Hello, sir. Excuse me, sir. Am I audible to anyone?
Yes, you are.
Sir, I'm Lalita. Can I log out now, sir? Like right now, I have another work at 12:30 p.m. Like I have done 60 to 65% of the given task. Can I log out from that meeting now?
Prasanna, I can suggest you on that. Prasanna,
Sir, you're not audible clearly.
Yes,
Prasanna
yes.
can help you on that.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
No, Prasanna can help you on that. Just a sec. Prasanna, can she wants to
సార్
log out?
అంటే తనకి ఏదో వర్క్ ఉంది సార్. సో తనది టాస్క్ ఒకసారి మీరు క్రాస్ చెక్ చేయండి.
Okay, మళ్ళీ లాగిన్ అవ్వరా అండి? అవ్వరు అంటే అప్పుడు క్రాస్ చెక్ చేసేద్దాం.
లేదు సార్, తనకి వేరే వర్క్ ఉండిందంట, సో ఆఫీస్ వర్క్. సో అందుకని ఇప్పుడు తను ఎగ్జిట్ అవుతా అంటున్నారు. తన టాస్క్ 65% 70% కంప్లీట్ చేశానని కాల్ చేసి చెప్పారు సార్ నాకు.
ఓకే,
ఓకే సార్, కార్యం సార్.
I have done my task in Ramadeep account, sir. So that is the credentials given to me. So if you want to check, you can go and check there.
I don't have those credentials with me. I would like to, can you share the screen and show me what are the steps that you've been doing on?
Sir, it is already in screen sharing only, sir. Like, can you see my screen?
Is it a notepad that you're working on? Index.html?
No, sir, that is not notepad. Wait, I will share one more screen.
I can only see someone's notepad.
Sir, is it visible now? I am sharing this Amazon console screen.
Can others stop sharing for some time? Just a minute. Oh, yes, I can see it now.
Yes, sir. As per the given architecture, I have created a VPC and a subnet inside a VPC and a S3 bucket and created a API gateway and used Cognito for creating this login page, sir. So I have just given only one username in that. Like I have given my email ID. I have not created any other email ID. So this is the name I have given, sample login pool. And
did you create a Lambda with the and the Lambda functions?
Yes, sir, I have created a Lambda function, and this is the only one user I have given, sir. I have given my email ID, so it is enabled and confirmed. And about the Lambda functions, I will show you. I have created a login Lambda function, but I did not attach it to anyone. Like I don't know how to attach login function.
Okay, you need to attach the Lambda function to the API gateway.
Yes, sir, I need to attach it, but I don't know exactly. So I have done the task as per my knowledge, like whatever I have
fine. Understood.
Yes, sir, these are the things I have done. Like recently used task, all the things I have done. So that's it.
What about the RDS?
Sir, RDS, like I'm creating it, but it is always showing creating, but it is not creating. So like you can check it now. So I have actually given all the details and all, but it is not creating. It is still loading. That is why I have left it. I have tried for 10-15 minutes, but it's not creating.
Okay, fine.
Okay, sir. So can I leave now or still some more questions to ask?
Did you write any part of code for the connectivity?
Sir. Yes, sir. I have written some HTML code.
In the Lambda functions, did you write any code like in
no, sir. I did not write any Lambda functions. Like writing in Lambda functions, it is asking me to write in Node.js. I don't know. So I have written in this HTML.
Okay. You can actually write it in Python or Node.js.
Yes, sir. But I have not written. So like I directly created these HTML files, but I will show these in brackets, the code I have written. The files are already converted into this Chrome. That is why it is not coming, I guess. Sir, the files are saved into Chrome files, sir. That is why text files is not opening.
Okay. So have you enabled CORS in the API gateway?
Sir, come again?
CORS.
No, sir.
So any idea what is a CORS is?
No, sir, no idea. So
Okay.
these are the three files I've created: this sample, login, and this logout page. Just
Okay.
created these three files, and if we open this file, so it shows us something like login. And if you click login, I have already logged in. So it asks me, so sign in with the same user. And after this, it is showing me the error page. I don't know what to do after that. So that till there I have done.
Other question about the API gateway, since you have created the API gateway already. So what type of API gateway did you use?
Configure API, sir.
Yeah, which type? The WebSocket, REST, or HTTP?
API configure error. That is what I have used. Gateway, API gateway.
And any idea about how to prevent attacks when we during using the API gateway?
Don't know, sir.
Fine, yeah, you can log out.
Okay, sir.
Thank you. Thanks for participating.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Ravika, please keep sharing your screen.
Okay, sir. Sir, is it visible?
Yes, Ravika.
Sir, I have created a VPC and a private subnet, sir.
Okay.
And I have created a RDS database, MySQL database.
Mm-hmm.
And I have created a Lambda function, sir. And also an API gateway, which is HTTP protocol, sir.
Okay.
This is the Lambda function, sir. I did not write any code, sir. And I have triggered API gateway and Lambda functions.
Okay. So now the next destination for you would be connecting our RDS instance to the Lambda, right?
Yes, yes, sir. But I don't know about that, sir. I don't have any idea. And also, I have created a SG bucket and uploaded a login page, sir.
Did you write any code for the front end using Angular or any bootstrapping that you did using Angular?
No, sir.
Can I see your
login page-
index.html? Can I see your index.html?
Yes, sir. In this laptop, I don't have the files, sir. In another laptop, I have files.
Then how are you?
Yes, sir. I have created a login page with Bootstrap and CSS, sir. But in this laptop, I don't have that.
And how did you get the files then?
So this is the just sample I have written with only HTML, sir.
Okay, are you able to authenticate?
No, sir, just this is a static page, sir. I did not provide any backend part, sir, validation part.
Okay. Can you go back to your what is this? API gateway? Which is the API did you create?
Sir?
Which is the API did you create now? Can I see the API that you created?
Second one, sir.
Okay. Can you open that? Okay. Come down. Where did you mention your Lambda function here?
No, sir.
For mentioning that, it should be from HTTP. Can you open that invoke URL? I mean, sorry, click on the default, the stage that you created. Edit.
Yes,
This is just a stage. It's not a resource.
sir.
Try finding out any resources because for creating a resource, I believe you should be using the HTTPS. I mean, the REST API method. The HTTP method, I think it won't work in the way that you are expecting.
I have created with REST API, sir, but while triggering with Lambda, it is not possible. So I found a difficulty for triggering with Lambda function. So I have created another one with HTTP.
Did you write the methods in that? In the you have to write the methods, right? The methods you have to
Yes,
mention
sir.
the resources. Yeah, you didn't write any methods.
Oh, no, sir. I have to write.
Give on that in the right mark. Next to the get. Next to get, yeah, click on that. Yes. Yes. Here you have to mention, I mean, whether either it is, I can't tell you whether it is post get, depending upon the requirement. You have to mention the method and then you have to integrate the Lambda to that method.
Oh, okay.
Try doing that. Please keep sharing your screen. You can use resources, no worries. But any kind of external help will not be entertained, but you can use any kind of resources that you have available in the Pravalika, hello.
Yes.
Yeah. While you're doing this, can you please open your VPC once? The VPC tab that you already opened. Yeah. And can I see your privates, the subnets and the route tables?
Yes, sir. Submit. I have created one private subnet and one public subnet.
Okay. So what basically a private subnet and public subnet do? What are the responsibilities for them?
Public subnet, it can be accessed to anyone.
Sorry?
In public subnet, anyone can access the devices and all the things which are in that subnet.
Okay. What about the private?
And also public subnet is connected to the internet gateway, sir, while internet gateway is not required for the private subnet.
Okay. So, and what are the route tables here?
I have created two route tables, sir, one for public subnet and one for private subnet.
Okay. And what they do? I mean, why we create route tables?
For storing the routing information, sir. I mean, what are the devices and what are the subnet ranges?
Okay.
It all stores in route tables, sir, so that the traffic can be passed to the destination device very.
Okay. Okay. Correct. So you created S3 buckets also, right?
Yes, sir.
How many S3 buckets did you create?
One S3 bucket, sir.
As per the exam documentation, we require two. One for storing the index.r, which is nothing but hosting the website, and the other for the logs.
Sir.
So, did you have any versioning here?
No versioning.
Yeah. What is S3 versioning, firstly?
No idea about that, sir.
Okay. Any idea about the S3 lifecycle?
S3 life cycle. No, sir. And I mean,
So-
we will create the objects and
Okay. So you created a RDS instance too, right? How many availability? I mean, how many availability zones does the RDS require? How many minimum?
3, sir. I think.
Minimum.
Yes, sir, 3.
The answer is 2 actually. 2 are enough. This is nothing but to get the high availability. Any idea about the API caching?
Sir?
API caching.
No, sir.
So who manages the scaling of API gateway? So you are using API gateway. And what happens if there are many number of API calls being? So for example, if there are around 10 API calls, that's fine. If it's more than 100 or 200 API calls made for the application, who handles that scaling process?
There will be like auto scaling load balancers. I mean, it will
So-
automatically scale the resources so that the request can be served.
Okay, try to find the right answer later time. Okay, that's not the right answer actually. Try to find the answer. Yeah, you can continue work.
Share your screen.
Kalka, keep sharing your screen. You can continue work, but we need you. Everyone, please start sharing your screens.
Hello, sir.
Hello, yes.
Yes, I don't know much about coding. That's why I copied the code from some other site like WordPress.
I'm sorry, could you please repeat that?
Yeah, I don't know much about coding. That's why I copied the WildRice site from the in AWS projects.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, I created 2 buckets.
Mhm.
One
Are you
is
able to
for
generate the logs? Can you open the log bucket?
yeah, but logs I just created, but I tried once. It was not created.
Okay.
I tried only for one user, but not created. I don't know. Another option is there.
You mentioned the prefix. You mentioned the folder also, right?
Yeah, I mentioned.
Okay, okay.
Can I check again?
Even this error log also should be coming, right? I don't know what the code
Okay.
that you got it. Even the error log, whatever, even if it is authenticated or unauthenticated, we should be getting the log. If, I don't know what the code that you got it. If it's as per the code.
I am checking. I think not created. I created an Amazon Cognitive user pool,
Yeah, I see
and
that.
is the confirmation and non-confirmation file also is there. Because I did not verify this email, that's
Okay.
why it was happening. But
Yeah, got it. I see that.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know actually what in code. So it was not. It was already exists. It telling already exists. That's why I'm using another mail.
So can I see your Lambda function as well as the RDS too?
Yeah, but I did not try Lambda function. I just only done static websites and this one, and also configured VPC, but in some other way I did not connect to the RDS instance, so I did not use the private subnet also. Uh, in private
So
subnet,
you created RDS instance or you haven't created it?
I created
Okay.
earlier I created, but I deleted that because the connection connecting to the RDS instance I did not remember, and that's why I deleted that also. I created private subnet for the RDS instance, and attached NAT gateway to the private route table. And created elastic IP for NAT gateway public type.
Where did you attach the Elastic IP that you created?
Creating a NAT gateway. If we are creating NAT gateway, it will
Why?
showing to allocate Elastic IP for public NAT gateways, and there is a NAT gateways for private also is there. But I created public NAT gateway. If I created a private NAT gateway, then I don't have an Elastic IP.
Okay. Just for an information, once you done with the computation, try to delete all the resources that you created because Elastic IP is charged a lot.
Yeah,
I'll try to burn your pocket. So
yes. I know. Why I am creating? I already have $25 credit. That's why I created
okay.
Elastic IP. Can I show this ones?
Yeah, I've seen it. No, yeah, I've already seen when you are doing the registering the Hotmail email.
Yeah, okay.
It's okay. But again, I would suggest this is the wrong way you are actually getting deviated from the architecture. The question was asking him, because the question was
I
clearly
also know
saying
that, but I don't know much about coding. In task, I see that is a user sign up pages and login pages, and save the logs in S3 bucket, and save the data users data in the RDS instance.
okay.
Yeah,
So
that's why
then
I
how?
don't much. Yeah.
So yours is a serverless application. Where are you storing the data in S3 bucket, right? Just S3 bucket. So it's a static website then.
Yeah, it is a static website. But I have one question. We are doing a static website, but why it is required for a login page?
Static website means what is the meaning of a static website? So
Static website content is not changed much time. We have just deployed the websites like any company website we are seeing in internet. There all are static websites. If we take Facebook, it is a dynamic web page. We are logging to the Facebook, then it will be display the content what we are like the like pages, and we are following groups in that way.
Okay.
But
So
why static page have a login?
the reason that we are using static website here is why you require login, nothing but the authentication. So the static website are which are, as you said, it has fixed, or the capable of changing the actions are not more. So we won't change the data very frequently. But again,
Yes.
but we don't know that the reason we are asking the login here is we don't know the data that we are actually showing it to the customers is the confidential data or data that can be shown publicly.
Okay.
That's the only reason, and we need to track the number of people who are authenticating to the site. We can either do it by IP address, but this, as per the exam documentation, they want to look at the code that you are how good you are writing at the Angular files as well as the bootstrapping thing. So they are asking about the login page so that they can authenticate, and you can also have been using Cognito also, right, for authenticating. So just want to see how you are doing the authentication process.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And if you see Google services like our websites like Google, Google is also kind of static website. It's not a completely dynamic.
Yes. By using static websites, we use it for the CloudFront distribution to deploy the content fastly to the users. Yeah. I tried many attempts in the past few hours, did not work out anything. That's why I finally chose this one and doing
No worries. You can actually you have 2 more hours time, right? If you want to stay till 5 o'clock, I would suggest you to try creating Lambda, exploring the API gateway, have a communication between Lambda API gateway and RDS instance, so that it will add some points to your profile.
Yeah, no worries. I don't have I don't have much time. That's why I'm now showing. Otherwise, I will also wait for 2 hours and I will do something behind in this work.
Okay. So do you have any versioning also in your S3 then?
I did not create versioning, but I know what is versioning.
Okay, what is versioning and what is S3 lifecycle?
Yeah, if we take versioning, then we can save the cost. Like
I mean, what is the main reason of versioning? Tell me that. It's not only cost, there is something else
no,
included.
no, no, no. I am not talking about cost. It is a cost.
Fast, okay. Okay.
Yeah, we can save the last version files. Like nowadays, lots of versions of APKs here are coming, and we are updating daily. If anything happened in the latest version, then we go to the roll back to the old version easily by using versioning.
Okay.
So this is the versioning is used for this type of tasks.
Okay. What about the
And
life cycle? S3 life cycle?
I don't know life cycle how many days it will show the last files.
Okay.
Versioning also property is
Have you ever you see something like tags in the screen, right? Why do we use the tags?
where
Tags. We have tags, right? In the any of the resource in AWS.
yeah, any of the resources. Why means we are finding the resource by using if we create a lots of EC2 instances without giving the tags, then we don't know what is the actual instance, why we are creating the instance. And also we can create different tags also by description and type, different tags of we also we can use for this. If you use name tag and like now I am using a bucket name session.com. This type of helps to the user or admin to know
Mhm.
quickly about what is this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So coming to the Cognito that you are using.
Okay.
So can we expose server-side APIs to Amazon Cognito?
Server side. No, I did not try it about that one.
What are user pools here?
Yeah, user pools are created users like user authentication pages. What I have done now, it will be automatically create sign in and sign up pages by using simple clicks. And
So can I set up the password policies also?
yeah, we can set up. Based on our requirement, we can set up the password policies also, like 8 characters and 8 included numbers, included special characters. These all things are we can mention in creating a user pool.
Okay. So what is an identity pool again?
Identity pool. Identity provider.
Identity pool.
Don't know about that.
Okay, fine. Have you ever used the EC2 instances?
Yeah, I use.
So do you know what are the types of EC2 instances that we have? Differentiate between on-demand, spot, and reserve.
Yeah, on-demand, spot, and reserved instances. Basically, now I am doing just 1 or 2 hours tasks and sometime work for the so this type of works we are using on-demand instances. By using spot instances, we can use like data warehouse tasks where the extra EC2 instance is needed for some time. Then we can bid the spot instances and use the spot instances for some time. If anyone can bid more on our bid, so they can use the spot instances and we are launching the spot instances. And by using reserved instances, we can reserve the instances 1 year to 3 years. Um, it will be less cost. If we require, if we uh, deploy the website and host it for 1 year or 3 years, or so in that time we can reserve the instance uh, um, by using
Okay.
reserved instances concept.
Good. Okay. Right. So in VPCs, we have something called NACLs, right? NACLs.
Nice. Yes.
So what are the NACLs do?
Yeah, NACL is a subnet level. It will work on subnet level, and it will coming to security group, it will work on the EC2 level.
Okay. So in
Uh,
the security group, can I deny the networking? I mean, for example, if I don't want the network to a particular port called 8080, can I deny in the EC2 group? Sorry, in the security group?
Security group, yes, we can actually if we when we creating the security group, it will also disable state. If we can enable, otherwise we can disable it also.
Okay. So the right answer would be you are partially right. But if someone asks you this question, I would suggest to say in this way. Basically, in the security groups, everything is in deny state. Until unless you mention something, it is allow. You can only allow something in the EC2. But whereas in the NACLs, you can either deny or allow. You can mention them in the NACLs, but not in the security groups.
Yes. That was also.
Because,
if I have some much time, then also this point also I mentioned. I just trying to how to explain that words to you.
Okay, yeah. Because the market is looking for the right word than the approximate words. So,
Yeah.
did you hear about VPC peering by any chance?
VPC peering. We
Yeah.
can do VPC peering also.
When do we use the VPC peering part mainly?
Actually, if we deploy some applications, if we need some data from the another instance in another VPC, so we can do VPC peering by region also. We can by account also. We can do VPC peering.
Okay.
Yeah, you say correct answer.
Yeah, you're right. So basically, the VPC peering mainly is to communicate the resources between two different VPCs or two different accounts, whatever it may be.
Yes.
So for example, in bigger organizations like us, I work for Thomson Reuters. So a bigger organization like us, we have different accounts and different regions. So we have our applications across 8 AWS regions.
Yeah.
And 5 different accounts. So we need the resource sharing between all the accounts. So we share the RDS instances sometimes between the accounts as well as regions, the S3 buckets too.
Okay.
So during that time we use VPC peering.
Okay.
Yeah, good. Thanks for trying this.
I have another note. I created NAT gateway for the private route table. It is correct.
NAT gateway for the private route table.
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, I said this answers to the one of company and the last 3 days back. They are saying it was incorrect.
Because public subnets are always already public, right?
Yeah, and it will be associated with the internet gateways also. Actually, we can create internet gateways also, but I public route table is internet gateway. Hello. Hello.
Hello. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. What I was saying. Sorry. I got something from my office already. Yeah.
Yeah.
So public subnets are already. Those are already contacting the outside world. So the reason we connected to the private subnets was we want our private subnets to be communicated to the outside world.
Yes.
That's the reason. So when someone makes a call, for example, basically we use NAT gateways and NAT. We have something called NAT instances too.
NAT
NAT
instance too, but I did not try NAT instance.
NAT instance is nothing but as an EC2 instance that we create and attach the routing the security groups over there. That's it. And for example, if the security group one ingress value will be 0.0.0 with the port number allowed, and one ingress group will be to the RDS instance port or something like that. So the reason we use NAT gateways within NAT instances are NAT gateways cannot scale on themselves. They are nothing but like the API gateways. But whereas NAT instances cannot be auto-scaled, we have to manage them. But again, NAT instances are less costly to the NAT gateway. So people go with the NAT instances because we don't require to connect to the outside world all the time, only when required for the updates or something like that.
Yeah.
Good. Well tried.
Okay, sir. I'm leaving.
You can inform Prasanna too.
Okay, Shiva. You can leave. Pravalika, please share your screen. Pravalika, are you reading?
Ma'am, I have done it before. I have shown it for sir.
Yes, okay.
No, but keep sharing it. It's mandatory to share the screen. Keep sharing it.
Okay.
Sure, feel free to drop off Shiv Shankar.
I did
Yeah,
not do
I'm
anything
leaving out.
for this, sir.
Any questions, Gunashankar? I see you unmuted and muted back.
Yeah, I thought of sharing my screen so that I can show you what happened now.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, go ahead. Please start sharing.
Yeah. So firstly, I have just created a small
I can hear. Go ahead.
yeah. I have just created a basic PHP application, so which has just two fields and a button. So I thought of posting it into Freenom. I have done till DNS mapping, but here I'm not able to get domains actually. So here,
I'll suggest you one thing. Don't go with the DNS mapping. Try to buy a new domain.
okay.
You have the API gateway resource, right? So what I would suggest here is your S3 bucket should make a call. The user should make a call to the index page. The index page will be again contacting to the resources behind is nothing but the API gateway, right? Okay.
Yes.
You can mention an API gateway resource in the Route 53. In the Route 53, you can create a record called CNAME, and you can point the record to the API gateway ARN or the API gateway endpoint.
Oh, okay.
that makes your work easier than buying a new domain. You need to pay some money for the domain, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't spend money for this. The better option would be creating an API gateway and pointing the API gateway, creating a domain using the API gateway.
Oh, okay. I'll try it.
Try check about the Route 53. You can open Route 53 font. I can. So where is our API gateway? Open your API gateway.
So I'm just creating it. After that, I created RDS instance. So, but facing issues logging into it. So, but I just created an RDS instance.
What is the issue you're facing? The communication between RDS and Lambda.
Actually, Lambda also I'm creating now. So,
Are you the one who actually tried creating an EC2 instance morning and tried connecting?
yes.
Okay.
So actually, after that, everything is lost. So I don't know why.
Oh, sorry about that. Okay.
No, not actually after that, but after creating instances, route tables, associations and all, even I lost complete VPC also. So I don't know why.
Is it a
So,
personal account or organization based account?
no, it's just a personal account.
Because in organization based accounts, we have some policies written in a way that the account should be deleted. The resources that manually created will be deleted after some time.
Oh, okay. Even in that case also, I just created then only now. So,
No, but it's in personal account, right? So in personal account, you don't have any kind of the policies that you have written, right, to delete the resources. So no worries with the personal account. Okay. So you created the RDS instance already.
yes. So while creating the database tables and all, so during the connectivity, right? So I faced the difficulty. So I left there, and after the break, I started doing this API gateway and Lambda function.
Okay.
So now I'll try what you have said earlier.
Okay. So in the API gateway, try. You tried the Lambda and connect the API gateway to the Lambda.
Okay.
The next session would be that, and then have the Route 53 record created. So
Yeah.
in the Route 53 record, you can mention the Lambda endpoint.
Okay.
Because we have only 1.5 hours left, and don't know that you can debug on this part. But are you able to authenticate when you try in the front end page that you shown me? Are you able to authenticate it?
No. I was not able to do that.
You guys are well trying. I can appreciate that part.
So is this the right way to host the static website, or are there any best practices?
So for the static hosting, again, most of the suggestions from AWS documentation would be hosting the static website on S3. That's right. That's the feasible solution because it does not cost anything, and auto scaling also will happen on its own. So we don't the customer won't manage that part. And then if you don't want your the endpoint to be notified to the other world, you can actually use the Route 53.
Okay.
I see you already created gunashekar.com.
Yeah. I have tried it.
You created it today, that gunashekar.com?
Yeah. No only before. So while domain mapping only, so at the final step, I got lost. Any questions, sir?
You already have the hosted zone, right? Use that. Why to create
Yeah.
other one? Just open the hosted zone. Create record. And have a record name, something like the first podcast, something like as your name. So you can have something like the work skill. First record, okay. And do a C name. Elias, I think Elias won't help us. Yeah, just choose endpoint, give a choose endpoint.
Yeah.
Elias to API gateway, we have S3 website endpoint. Come down. Choose region, Mumbai, I believe, right?
No.
Ohio, okay. No resources found.
Here.
So which region? The website.
So even before this.
No, those are created by okay, the first one. You created the first one.
Yeah, this is.
This won't work. If you created the first one, it won't, because you just gave the S3 website US East 2. US East 2 you created. US East 2. You have a region called US East 2.
Mm-hmm.
You have US West 2, I believe. I don't remember US East 2. Within the US East. Do you create record again? The first one, it won't work. The reason is it will ask for an IP address. It is not looking for an endpoint.
Oh, okay.
For the endpoint, it's only the alias or CNAME. CNAME you can use for the services like RDS, the Amazon hosted services. Here you should be having an alias record. Create record. You can create record. Alias.
Okay.
Alias to S3 and region choose Ohio. In Ohio, you didn't see that.
So this one only, right?
What is the name of the bucket?
It's gunashekar.com only.
Bucket name. The bucket that you created, S3 bucket you created, right? What is the name of that?
This one only, gunashekar.com. So I give the same name for the.
Okay, then. So you configure the website as an bucket as an website endpoint, right? Okay, copy that name, gunashekar.com. Okay, go to the AWS records. Have the record name as gunashekar.com again. The first record, the record name, just paste it over there. Yeah, now now the record is created for you. So it is gunashekar.com.gunashekar.com. So the bucket name should be matching to the endpoint. The bucket name should be matching to the record name. Then only it will communicate.
So now we need to have Lambda endpoint, right? To connect.
Lambda endpoint in the index.html will be mentioning the Lambda endpoint. So the Lambda endpoint that you created will be in the index.html. In the index.html, we will have some code, right? The endpoint code, the URL code. There you will be mentioning it. Because the first communication happens with the application via S3. From S3, then it contacts the Lambda. From Lambda, it contacts the from S3 it contacts the API gateway. From API gateway, it contacts the Lambda, and from Lambda, if requires, it will contact to the
RDS.
RDS. Yeah. So in the index.html, the code that you write in index.html will be mentioning an endpoint there.
Oh, okay.
I can
So
share
that-
some resources. Just give me a minute.
Hmm.
I'll find some resource. I had some resources that I did earlier.
So we need to place that endpoint in the code, within the code.
Exactly. You came at the right point now. You can try finding it in Stack Overflow if there is anything. In between, I'll find it out too. You can say attach API gateway to index.html, something like that. In S3. Yeah. So something like this would be helpful actually. Thank you. Sai Pravalika, you want to leave?
Yes, sir. I have some work.
Yeah, Prasanna. వెళ్తారంట సాయి pravalika.
ఎస్ సార్. ఓకే సార్, మీరు ఏమైనా క్వశ్చన్స్ తనని
అడిగేసానండి.
ఓకే సార్. ఓకే ప్రవళిక, యూ కెన్ లీవ్.
Thank you, ma'am.
థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Thank you.
థ్యాంక్ యూ. ఇంకోటి పింక్ చేశాను చూడండి గుణశేఖర్. సో నెక్స్ట్
సార్ ఇది ఇప్పుడు చేసిందే కదా ఇది?
ఇప్పుడు మనం చేసింది అది. అది జస్ట్ మీకు తెలవాలని వాళ్ళ డాక్యుమెంటేషన్ పంపించాం.
ఓకే ఓకే.
మీకు ఒక గిటబ్ లింక్ పంపిస్తాను. అక్కడ వేర్ ఎండ్ పాయింట్ ఈక్వల్ టు అని ఉంటుంది. దాంట్లో అంటే ఒక బూట్ స్ట్రాపింగ్ జేఎస్ కావాలి కదా, జేఎస్ రాశాక అక్కడ ఎండ్ పాయింట్ అక్కడ రాస్తాం అనమాట. 5th లైన్, 5th లైన్ లో 5th లైన్ నెంబర్ 5. So there we mention the API gateway endpoint and the method. So the resource, ఇక్కడ స్లాష్ రిమైండర్ అనేది రిసోర్స్. లైన్ నెంబర్ 5 లోనే స్లాష్ రిమైండర్స్ ఉంది కదా, ఫార్వర్డ్ స్లాష్ రిమైండర్స్, దట్ ఈస్ ది రిసోర్స్. సో మన రిసోర్స్ రాసే అక్కడ మన ఏపీఐ గేట్వేలో ఏదైతే రిసోర్స్ రాస్తాం ఆ రిసోర్స్ వాళ్ళ జేఎస్ ఫైల్ లో మెన్షన్ చేయాలి, లాజిక్ మెన్షన్ లో. సో ఆ ఫైల్స్ మన నీ దగ్గర ఉంటే ఆ ఫైల్ లో మెన్షన్ చేయొచ్చు. అప్పుడు S3 index.html కాంటాక్ట్ అయినప్పుడు దీన్ని కాంటాక్ట్ అయ్యి అది ఏపీఐ గేట్వేకి వెళ్తుంది. ట్రై చేస్తుంటే ట్రై చేయండి, ఏముంది. మరి ఆ రిపోజిటరీ మొత్తం బ్యాక్ రండి, స్టాటిక్ వెబ్సైట్ index.html లోకి వెళ్ళండి. ఆ రిపోజిటరీలో బ్యాక్ పేజ్కి వెళ్ళండి. ఆ రిపోజిటరీ మీకు ఇచ్చిన రిపోజిటరీలోనే పింగ్ చేశా కదా ఇప్పుడు
కోడ్ సార్.
కోడ్ నేను ఇప్పుడు మీకు పింగ్ చేసిన కోడ్ ఓపెన్
అవునవునవును.
ఓపెన్ చేయండి. అది అలా కాదు, అక్కడ లింక్ ఓపెన్ చేయండి చెప్తా అంటున్నా. ఇది కాదు, ఇది వచ్చి ఇది జేసన్ వర్క్ అవుతుంది మనకి. ఇక్కడ ఆ ఫార్మ్ లాజిక్ తీసేసండి. అక్కడ పైన హెడ్ URL లో ఫార్మ్ లాజిక్ ని రిమూవ్ చేసేయండి. యూఆర్ఎల్ ఐడి దాంట్లో క్లిక్ చేయండి. ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ index.htmlకి వెళ్ళండి. ఇందులో కిందకి వచ్చాను లైన్ నెంబర్ 54. ఇక్కడ మనం సోర్స్ చెప్తున్నాం అనమాట.
ఓకే ఓకే.
ఫార్మ్ లాజిక్ JS లోకి వెళ్ళి ఆ JS లో మనం ఏపీఐ గేట్వే మెన్షన్ చేస్తున్నాం. యూ కెన్ హ్యావ్ దిస్ రిసోర్స్ రెడీ. అంటే దీనికోసం కాకుండా మీకు లెర్నింగ్ కింద హెల్ప్ అవుతుంది. ఈ రిపోజిటరీని పెట్టుకొని ట్రై చేయండి, అంటే తర్వాత అయినా.
ఓకే సార్.
దిస్ ఇస్ యాక్చువల్ ల్యాబ్